Well, hello, everyone. This is George Packard with Family Lawn and Landscape, here with another exciting edition of Shop Talk. Okay, today we're going to talk about lawn care injuries. Okay, there's many. First off, these babies right here. Just this year, a guy in my hometown here in Wisconsin was bagging up some leaves, and for whatever reason, he had the bagger on the back, and he was reaching back because it was plugged, got his fingers in there, and lost them. Lost like 3 of the 4 that he had up front here. So, that was a bad thing. Don't ever get your fingers by those blades, man. Those things are absolutely dangerous, you know. There's so many things that can happen, and taking those off, I mean, just think about what happens when they take them off. And that's you, say you're a right-handed guy, that's your trigger hand, man. I mean, you know, for running trimmer and everything else and edger and whatnot. I mean, think of the implications, think of the pain, think of the bills that come with all this stuff. Just think. Think about it before you do this kind of stuff, okay? Very important. Same thing with toes. When I'm operating a mower, if I'm on this thing and I'm just giving her hell going across the lawn and I see a customer come out or one of my guys coming up to me, I immediately stop them. I just stop right there. I just stop. I get everything shut down as quick as I can. I just put that hand up there and give them that look. They know better than to approach that mower when you're on it. And a customer does not know that. Okay? If they're coming up to you because they want to talk to you about something, you need to just stop them. Just put your hand up and stop them. Don't let it happen. Okay? All right. Having said that, getting stuff in your eyes. This is a big thing. This happens to me every single year. I try. I wear safety glasses as much as possible, but every single year I have to go into the eye doctor and he's got to pluck stuff out of my eyes. You know, I got pieces of stick in there or metal shavings when you're grinding on your blades, sharpening them, they bounce all over the place, you know, and I always end up with them stuck in my eye, and of course they rust, and you have all kinds of grief with that. So, but anyway, wear the safety glasses. Watch out for your eyes. It's a serious deal, man. You got one set of eyes. They can't put a bionic eye in there, man. They can't, you know, they can't replace your eye, okay? When you lose them, you lose them. And there's guys out there, they've lost them, you know. So you got to watch it, especially when you have a mower that's chucking things around. They're coming out of here 200-300 miles an hour, and you got 2 guys working in the lawn, and one guy's going with a trimmer and the other guy is going with a mower, and you know you've had this. I mean, I'm sure you guys can relate to this. And all of a sudden, a stone or something hard comes up and whacks you and catches you in the leg or in the arm or upside the head or whatever. You know, you got to have respect for each other. When you're out in that lawn, pay attention. And if everything's coming out the right side of my mower, I don't want to come up. And if my guy's coming that way, back up and do not point that at your guy or at anybody, okay? Because injuries happen. You take that guy's eye out, that's a big deal, man. I mean, just think about it. That's a huge deal. And another good reason to have insurance, because you could take somebody's eye out and they could sue you for everything you have, you know. I mean, it's a big deal. Not to mention all the pain. I mean, Jesus, can you imagine? You know, I couldn't even imagine that. I don't want, as it is, I got to go to the eye doctor all the time getting that stuff yanked out of there. It does not feel good, you know, especially when you go in there and they flip your eye open. I hate that. They lay like a Q-tip on top and grab your eyelid and flip the thing up, and it just feels weird as shit, you know. But anyway, so you have that. Here's a story, my own personal story. We were up working in this tree, trimming this tree out, and I got up in this tree and I'm going and going and going, and all of a sudden a limb snapped out from underneath me. Did not have my harness secured, which I thought it was, but I didn't pay enough attention to it. Fell out of that tree. I fell 28 feet and ended up breaking my back. So it's a real true life story. I suffered for a long time. To this day, I have a bad spot in my back, and it slows me down. And just last year, my back went out on me, and again, just from overdoing it with my back. So that's a serious deal, man. You got one back, and when you start having problems like that, like when I broke my back, okay, for a year it was just horrible, and then after that it was months of therapy and all this kind of stuff, and it's ongoing, you know, and I'm still going to a chiropractor all the time to keep things in line and whatnot, you know. Christ, I walk goofy now too, you know, with my back and everything. I don't know if you can see on my boots, like I wear this outside right down off of these things, you know, all the time, and that just comes from, you know, this whole back thing that's happened, you know, and over time everything just keeps slipping on you and moving. You get on those mowers, that's another thing. they beat the crap out of you. You know, especially if you're on these things and you're just flying across these lawns and, you know, you're trying to get done as fast as you can and you're going across and they're just pounding the shit out of you all the way across there. Don't think for a minute there's not a lot of wear and tear that's going on in your back, because it is. You know, it's wearing things out. Whether you know it or not, it's wearing things out. And this is going to come to a point at the end of this video why I'm talking to you about this stuff. So please pay attention to this. Bad knees. I've got bad knees. My knees are terrible. They never used to be this way, but years of landscaping have done it to where I used to jump in and out of these trucks all day long. I would just jump in and out, jump up there, grab some tools, jump back out, no big deal. You know, instead of just holding on to things and stepping on them and you know, like the tire or the bumper or something. Always got to be Johnny on the spot, got to be quick, you know, get things done, make money fast. So anyway, now my knees are getting shot, and then also from, and this is just completely retarded, that I did, and I hate that word even, but completely stupid of me, put it that way. I had laid pavers for years, and I would just kneel on them without any pads on my knees, because they didn't bother me. You know, I was young and vibrant, and it just didn't bother me. Now, holy smokes, do these things hurt. I got arthritis in them, they're shot, whatever. Got to take care of yourself, okay? Take care of yourself better. Hearing is a big thing. I've lost some hearing. I know that. And again, it's my own fault. When you're on those mowers all day long, I used to laugh at the guys when I saw them driving around with these earphones on and this and that. You know, I don't, and again, I'm guilty of it too. I still, to this day, get on those mowers half the time without ear protection. I try to shove those little things in my ears. I don't like the big earphone things, but some guys wear them, you know, and they like them. And, but in hindsight, I would have worn them every time. So please keep that in mind, because when your hearing's gone, again, it's something they can't bring back. Then you're going to be wearing hearing aids, which is probably what's going to happen to me down the line here. But the other thing, just to get back, touch base real quick on your eyes again. Just being out in that sunlight all the time too. That's very hard on your eyes. You know, I spoke with an eye doctor about this because, of course, I'm in there every year getting stuff yanked out of them. And he is forever and a day on me to wear shades, you know. And I always hated that, because when I'm working, going with a weed whip, I'm always trying to make sure I do a good job and a perfect job. And I hated to have the glasses on because it kind of tinted everything down and shaded it, and I would make mistakes. Well, all it was basically is my shades were just too darn dark. I just had to get a little lighter shades, and I was fine with it. So wear the sunglasses. That'll really help your eyes out, okay? Please pay attention to that. You got one set of eyes. You're not getting them back, okay? Here's a big thing. You know, as far as the eyes go in that, you got to worry about that so much when they use those mowers and that shit comes out. You got to worry about it a lot. But here's another thing, and I don't know if anybody thinks about this, especially if you're out in the heat of the moment, you're out there working every single day. The skin cancer, there's a lot of guys that come down with skin cancer. And you're out in that sun, you don't have a choice. And again, I used to look at a lot of these guys that come out in these big long sleeve shirts, and it's 100 degrees out there. They claim they like it. You know, and that's, I don't know, it may be something that we should go to. I need to research that further. I need to actually just sit and try it out, going with the long sleeves. That might very well be a good way to go. They claim it's cooler, but I always wear the cutoffs and stuff like that. But I'm exposing my skin. You know, I'm exposing it all the time. I see guys that have these hats on. They're the big things that come down in the back. And I see guys that even have a towel over their head, and then they put their cap on, and they walk like that, and they claim it's cooler. So it's things that I want to try as we go on. But skin cancer is a big deal, guys. You know, I know you can't really put the lotion and stuff like that on because you sweat so much it comes right off anyway. And even then, all it does is make everything stick to you. So maybe that is the way to go. I don't know for sure. Leave me your comments on that. Tell me what you think about that. I'd be very interested to hear, okay? So anyway, the snake bite thing. I've talked about it a couple of times, but I want to bring this up one more time because this video is just about injuries. I heard from this guy. I went to buy a business from this widow, this lady. She's very young, and she was selling her business, and she told me what happened to her husband. And her husband was just a young guy, and he's out there, and he was picking up these palm fronds. There was a whole pile of them in the lawn that had been laying there for a while, and he went to clean this mess up. He was doing like a clean out in the backyard, and the snake jumped up and bit him right between the eyes. The guy died in like 15 minutes. He lived long enough to call his wife, tell her what had happened. They got him to the hospital. Before his wife even got there, he was dead. So, I mean, to me, it was a horrible, horrible thing. They had a bright future in front of them. They were growing their business. He had kids. But his life was over just like that. Just like that. Life was over. So my whole point behind that is, even when I fell out of that tree, I could have died right there. I mean, there's so many things that happen. You could die in a car wreck going down the road. And I know you don't want to dwell on this. You want to keep this in your mind because it keeps you back sometimes. But you got to take precautions. Simple things like you're hearing safety glasses all the time. Doing this, keeping guys away from your mower. All safety precautions. Don't get on hills that are too steep, I read every single year, I read in the paper how mowers flip over and kill guys. Just don't take the chances on that. If you even think that it might be too steep at all, back up. Just take the extra time. I know it's a bitch to have to hand do that stuff, but if you got to do it, you got to do it. It's better that than flipping it over on you, breaking your neck, or paralyzing you and you're in a wheelchair for the rest of your life. So think about that. What I told you I was coming back to or alluding to at the end of this video, this is what it is, you guys. You need to grow your business as fast as you can because God only knows what's going to happen in your life. Hopefully nothing. Hopefully you'll have a long life. But there's no guarantee of that. Going back to the snake bite on this guy, his wife, devastated. They had no life insurance. He was the bread and butter. She's got the kids. She doesn't know what she's going to do. A horrible, horrible spot to be in. Okay? So just think about that. Don't wander through life thinking everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be fine. I'm strong as a horse. Nothing's going to happen to me. It will happen to you. It's just a matter of time. Things are going to happen. Like me, breaking my back. Did I expect that? No. Did I expect to be out a year's salary? No, I didn't. Did it hurt? You bet it hurt. It hurt the pocketbook. It hurt my back. My back still hurts to this day. The guy with the snake bite, dead, gone, not coming back. Look what it did to his family. Devastated. Nobody planned ahead for any of this stuff. So I'm bringing these things up, guys, because if you lose one of your eyes, you could be out of your profession. You lose your driver's license, all kinds of things. I don't know. Things can happen, you guys. So please just pay attention to what you're doing. Take every precaution you can think of and grow your business as fast as you can so that you can afford life insurance. You can afford, to feed your family better. You can afford to put them through school and things like that. The American dream. So don't take everything for granted. Sit on the couch and do nothing and just think, I worked 6 hours today. I'm good. I get a kick out of that too. I just seen a YouTuber doing that the other day. He bragged about how many hours he worked. It was funny. And I know this is off topic, but he was bragging about how he gets up in the morning and, and he always works till late. And here he's home at 3 o'clock and his wife gets there at 3:30 and this and that. And I just laughed. I was like, oh man, you're at home. You're sitting there. Yeah, you work really hard. But anyway, it's neither here nor there. The point is, build your business as fast as you can. Take every precaution you can in the process. So hopefully these tips will help you guys out. This is George Packard with Family Lawn and Landscape. Thanks for listening.